Spring 2024 had arrived, and this year there was a certain closeness between me and my boyfriend. There was a period in which we were doing little dates, and he was cooking all these things for me, making me cookies when I was on my period, building me a tent when I was sad. I think this is what I've grown to love about being in relationships that are long-lasting. It's these waves of sudden closeness and then retreating back into your own individual lives again. Of course, you're always close, but there are these waves of intimacy that feel very natural. At the end of April, I went back to Amsterdam to record a little bit of music. Shortly after that, I found myself in Rügen, a German beautiful island that had all these different nature scenes. From old woods to clear blue waters, there was so much to see. I knew that Germany had beautiful places, but this one definitely took the cake. One evening we had lunch in this beautiful building by the sea, and all of the interior was just so beautiful and dreamy, and the food was very nice. I discovered the bathroom and fell completely in love. Even though we were there for a very short weekend, we saw so many beautiful things, and it really felt like the start of spring for me. Endless stretches of fields with yellow flowers that just seemed like they tried to tell us, hey, look, it's spring. The place where we were staying was very idyllic? Whatever. Anyway, I had a beautiful, delicious breakfast every day. I found myself being confronted with different things during this trip, but mostly just recognizing the solitude that I was really craving at this point. But more importantly, it was just refreshing to be somewhere abroad again. As much as I have travel anxiety sometimes, I know that it's so refreshing for my soul and my energy to just go somewhere once in a while, because look at this. As I said on this beach, I realized that I don't want to miss out on all these beautiful places that I want to see. On the road trip back, we passed through Hamburg because my sister was living there at the time. She was doing a semester abroad. Back home, Memorial Day came around the corner, and there was a special tribute concert that I wanted to go to. It was music made by Ukrainian composers, so listen with me. As spring kept unfolding in front of my eyes, I've made a vow to myself I wanted to spend more days outside again. Let's take a little walk in silence together. Between work, I found myself on little picnic dates again with friends, taking care of myself in ways that I really wanted to for a while now. 2023 was finally falling off my shoulders. Then I have made my way back to Paris. And not just to Paris, but also to this beloved Airbnb that I had discovered a year ago. This was the longest solo trip I had ever taken to Paris. It was a complete week this time, and quite the investment also. So I had to really mentally adjust when my dad surprised me and said he was also in Paris at the same time. In the end, we made it work, had lunch together at our favorite cafe. For the most of the week, I was still solo traveling, writing in my journal as I had wanted to, discovering little restaurants or bringing takeout back to my place. And even though I still struggle with the travel anxiety, this time I felt very free in Paris. This time of year is just beautiful in the city. One evening I went to Saint Michel as always, and I wanted to bring some nougat for my boyfriend back home. Let's just say I didn't look very well at the price, and I almost bought myself 140 euros worth of nougat. I went to one of my favorite lunch places only for it to close half a year later. So looking back now, this was really the last moment there. I really tried to slow down in Paris and enjoy everything that I came across, like this band. This trip gave me a very warm feeling. I discovered a new favorite street. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. But overall, I just had this joyous feeling again that I always have when I travel alone, where you feel incredibly connected to the whole city, all of the strangers around you, simply through the smallest interactions and being present. It was the first time in the year that I really felt my heart bursting with happiness. And so of course it saddened me again that I had to say goodbye to the apartment, to the city, and to this sense of independence. Back home, I celebrated that I had been graduated for a year now, which is crazy what can happen all in a year. But as summer started to gently knock on my door, I recognized that it was really time to let go of the past year and embrace what was to come.